everybody. Welcome to the Magic Behind Ukrainian Actors featuring John Henry Richardson. Welcome. My name is
Hello.
Bianca, and we have again a guest, which is not Ukrainian, but you will
No,
see why I invited John today. Hello.
I'd appreciate it. I'm not Ukrainian, but my heart is with Ukraine and has been for the last 5 years before the war started. I've been
Yeah.
a supporter, and we talked about the school we wanted to start in Ukraine and all that, and how the best laid plans of men and men of mouse and men. You've heard that expression, the best
Yeah.
laid plans of mice and men, right?
But before
Um,
we start to talking about that, maybe you introduce yourself, because maybe some viewers don't know who you are if they don't
mm,
watch the American Verticals. So maybe
yeah.
you introduce yourself.
All right, my name is John Henry Richardson, and I'm what you would call a utility player. I'm a character lead. I can play just about any kind of role, and that's what I wind up doing is a wide range of character roles. I've been doing it ever since I was a little boy. I'm in Burbank, California right now. I'm just right across the street from Warner Brothers Studios, and that's where my mother worked as the payroll accountant when I was a boy going to school here in Burbank. And my father worked at the studios as a publicity photographer who covered all of the awards presentations and world premieres at the Chinese theater and all these famous places. And I would go along with him and be his lighting man and change the bulbs in his film and the camera. And so I learned all about the process of making films from him. And I learned about the nuts and bolts and the budgeting and the real world financial end of it from my mother. And so every day after school, I would go over to the Warner Brothers lot and I would watch them making movies. And now we flash forward to today, and it's very similar to what happened when television came along in the 50s.
Mhm.
It's this new medium. And the respected base studio system that has existed forever in Hollywood for 100 years, 100 plus years, is crumbling, slowly falling apart little by little. And it came very close to having that happen back when television came along because they looked at television as competition instead of another opportunity to make money. Hey, let's make television. Instead, they came up with the idea of, oh, let's do stereophonic sound, and we'll do Cinerama, and we'll do CinemaScope, and we'll do 3D, and all these gimmicky things they came up with in the 1950s to get people back in the movie theaters. Well, here we are again,
Yeah.
and we're not going back to the movie theaters. In fact, our journey of entertainment is going from the big screen to an inversion of just watching on a small screen here.
Yeah.
Our world has changed. Our world has become a microcosm of what it used to be, um, which takes us to the subject of verticals, and all that, doesn't it? Yeah. 5 years ago, when I was teaching an online course in acting for film for Ukrainian actors, um,
So you are an acting teacher as well.
yeah, verticals weren't even on the horizon. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been a teacher all my life. I opened the very first acting on camera studio in Hollywood back
Okay.
in back in 50 years ago, 1975, and I've been teaching it ever since. Um, if you want to get a degree in acting, uh, a bachelor's degree, master's degree, um, you have to go to university and take theater arts.
Mhm.
You can't learn film acting in college because they don't teach it. There's no course in it, and you don't get a degree in it.
That's
So I was
unbelievable.
given the opportunity, thanks to the New York Film Academy, who knew of my classes and my work over the years, and they offered me an opportunity to create a syllabi and a lesson plan curriculum for acting for acting for film in the AFA, Associate of Fine Arts degree, the bachelor's degree, as well as the master's degree. So I created all three of those
Wow.
courses and taught them for about 15 years at the New York Film Academy, and loved teaching it, and had a number of very successful young students become actors that are working in the industry. And I've always loved teaching. I've always loved teaching, but now it's teaching for verticals. It's a different world, whole different world, you know?
Can everybody become an actor with the right teaching?
It depends on what their goals are.
Okay.
For instance, if you want to just be a working actor, well, you could work as an extra and make a decent living. Or you could work as a day player where you get a little higher rate, but you're basically coming in and you are, in this scene, you are the driver. In this scene, you're the doorman. In this scene, you're the waiter. And, you know, the bit roles. They may not even have dialogue. You can have a decent living doing that. You can do that. If you want to have supporting roles in mainstream entertainment, now we're talking about a career.
Mm-hmm.
A career. And a career must be sculpted, must be crafted. And now the young actors who are doing verticals are in that position because they are the new mini industry.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating to see what's coming of it. You know, 4 years ago, here's fascinating timing on this. I was in Taiwan doing a series for Netflix called Mom Don't Do That, which was a pretty well-known series of books written in Taiwan by a Taiwan writer. And it basically is about a 60-year-old woman whose husband dies. And she wants to, do a makeover and find a new boyfriend and start over. And her daughters don't want her, the adult middle-aged daughters don't want her to, because of the old rules is that when your husband dies, you respect the death of the husband and you live in mourning for the rest of your life. But that's back when people only lived into their 60s. So if you lose a husband at 60 and you live to 100, you're supposed to spend 40% of your life alone, So that was sort of the argument to the story. And it was a lot of fun doing it. So while I was shooting there, I got in touch with Roman Moksha from Kyiv and Lyudmila Ashrafi, also from Kyiv. And they wanted to start a school.
They didn't have one in Ukraine?
Yeah, you may know that President Zelensky bought a plot of land in Kyiv.
No, I didn't.
His plan was to build a studio because he wanted Hollywood to come to Kyiv.
Yeah, he is a former actor as well, as I hear.
Yes, and he was known. We knew him here in America already from the Paddington series that he did, the cartoon voices.
He's acting in there?
He did the voices, the translations.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a very well-known voice, right? But I cautioned his finance committee. So here we are on a Zoom call while I'm offset in Taiwan, working with Taiwan. Now, meanwhile, people all in Taiwan are on their phones. They're looking at stuff on their phones. And I figure, okay, TikTok, right? But I take a closer look and no, they're watching soap operas on their phones, minute-long pocket dramas on their phones in the year 2020. Okay. And I'm looking at this, I'm saying, this is going to come to America. This is going to come to us. We'll rework it, but it's going to come to us. So here we are 4 years later, right?
Yeah.
As that's going on, I'm talking to the finance council in a Zoom call with like 20 different people. And I'm saying, okay, what you don't want to do is you don't want to open a studio like Prague. They had the Wonder Barrando Studios, really beautiful studio. But basically, they're a booking house. They don't make movies in Prague. They just rent their facilities to companies in America or France, wherever they are. I mean, everybody wants to shoot on the Charles Bridge. Everybody wants to be in the towers. Everybody wants to see the beautiful architecture and the Volga River. And all. There's so much there, so much rich opulence, like being in Istanbul, right? We've seen so much of these locations in movies. So I said, no, here's what you want to do. You want a studio, but you also want to have a school where you train filmmaking.
Yeah.
You create your own style of film, not unlike the Polish explosion back in the late 50s, early 60s, not unlike the New Wave in the early 50s in France and in Italy and in Germany. Everybody was doing new things and guerrilla filmmaking was the thing. Well, in a way, that's what's happened again, our next chance at the next guerrilla opportunity, verticals. So I said, Okay, what you need is you need a studio.
Yeah.
So you can rent things out, but you can also make your own product. You need a school where you can groom people on both sides of the camera, the writing, the directing, the producing, the camera work, the editing, everything, right? And
That's
then you need a film festival. You need a festival that's internationally so they can see your product outside of Ukraine.
oh,
So
that
that was
sounds
the
good.
plan. That was the plan. And they sent me my ticket and I had my reservation. It was for March something, something. And about 2, 3 days before I was supposed to go, the war broke out.
Oh no.
Yeah. So the plan is still to do this, have this school, but it kind of pales into comparison in terms of a priority anymore.
Yeah.
Because right now they have a lot of healing to do and it's still not
Yeah.
over. And we don't know where it's going to go. We don't know what kind of support we Americans are supportive, but I can't speak for our government. I have
Yeah.
no idea. I have no idea how much longer we're going to support because there's a pretty sycophantic relationship going on with Putin and our
Yeah.
leader. So we don't know what's happening at this point, but the desire is to get back to the plan and go to the Ukraine.
So the
What I
government of
would go to Kyiv, I would go to Kyiv tomorrow if I thought that we could continue forward.
I would join you. Now,
Now,
does
remember you said that, Bianca.
I would go there,
Uh,
but at the moment, no. But anyway, does the government of Ukraine told you if the war is over? Is there a possibility that you still go on with the plans to build an acting school, an acting studio, and a festival?
well, there is a desire to do all these things, in which case they would need me to come over there along with Roman and others to spearhead that movement.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to do it from within. They don't have the wherewithal to do it from within. But they have the support and the desire, and if they have the funding, then that's what will happen. It's going to wind up having to start smaller than anyone had intended. It'll be in the grassroots, but these verticals don't cost that much to make. And if that's going to be the inroad, that's why I'm interested to hear when you talk about the ones you've seen. I haven't seen any yet,
You have
but
to.
I want to know. I mean, you must please send me links and let me know where I can see them. Because what I'm interested in knowing is not so much the content that has changed, although that's the big factor,
Yeah.
but do they shoot it any differently than we shoot them? Because right now, I hate to be part of the we have, but we've created this box that we're living in, and it's an ineffective box because we can't move it. And the
Yeah.
actors have to be stuck in statics and we can't move. And it's just a lame artistic or creative groundwork for us to
Yeah.
build something from. So it's important that they learn to have the guts to take it off the tube dolly and find a way to move the camera and follow focus with it and make it work.
Yeah.
I made one with an Israeli company, and they rarely ever put the camera on the dolly. They were handheld throughout, and I looked at each take afterwards, and it was dazzling. I said, yes, it can be done this way.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be stuck on tripods,
No. Worldwide, the filmmakers have to talk to each other and teach them teach the others some new things.
Yeah. But
And
now, are you finding from the Ukrainian films, are they moving around more, or do they all have the same kind of look in terms of how they're shot?
it depends. For example, a few days ago on Real Short came out a new movie. It's called Look Into My Eyes. It's a thriller. And it's not a typical vertical where you have just one storyline. It's in this movie are three stories. And personally, I don't like the this kind of filming because it's always looked like the lead actor hold the cam by himself, and no matter where he's taking a look, the camera is following him, and it's always they're moving. I don't know the profession and name for shooting like that, but For me as a viewer, it's felt like even if there have been actors which we know from so many verticals and mini movies and we adore them, it looks like some film school students tried a project and didn't really know what to do, but it was supposed to be like that. And
Is it done like a found footage film? Are you familiar with those? The
uh,
found footage films. They may translate differently over there. Yeah, the found footage films are. There was a movie some years ago that was all handheld, and these kids are in the woods and they find this camera, and then now they're looking at it and they're talking and they begin filming in it. It
no, no,
becomes
no, no, no.
found
You
footage.
don't see the camera at all, but you see the lead actor. You in this first story line, you only could recognize who the lead actor is by the voice because you never saw
Right,
him in this
right,
movie because
right.
it always looked like his hat is a camera.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I can't tell you the professional name of this kind of shooting.
Yeah.
Me personal, I didn't like it at all, but there are maybe some others who like that because I like thriller. It's don't
Yeah.
always have to be a rom-com or
Yeah.
the typical vertical storylines.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
can be
Well,
something else.
they're handheld. They're handheld, and they're sometimes referred to as subjective camera.
Yeah, and but what I like about the verticals from Ukraine is they're writing the stories by themselves.
Hmm.
So that's why all the stories in my eyes are unique. And I mean, okay, they don't develop the wheel new, so there are always vampires, werewolves, CEOs,
The
billionaires.
usual tropes. They don't use them.
Yes, but you
Good.
didn't see the
Good.
story somewhere else. I mean, the only similarity which I saw in the past days is sometimes they have a CEO and there's a lady who apply for the assistant job.
Okay.
And then the CEO tells her, "Hey, put off your panties and put them on my desk."
Uh,
Something similarity was a few days ago. They had the first lesbian vertical,
mm,
which been played amazing by Libelinska and Anastasia
right.
Ivanyuk. Really, really
Mm,
great.
right.
Okay, they didn't have this way. So Libelinska being the CEO of this fashion company, and she didn't told her to get undressed, but to kiss her. And
Uh,
then kind of it's went on like which is so popular right now, the BDSM stuff a little bit. And
mhm,
yeah, that's the only similarity, but it's not
mm,
like that you saw the storyline somewhere else before and you
yeah,
even can say, okay, next sentence, the actor will say this and this because you saw it
yeah,
somewhere else with
yeah,
different actors. So
yeah,
that's why I like it. It's so unique. They write their own storylines.
yeah,
And what I like too is most of the directors in Ukraine are females. I mean, the few male directors which they have, they doing such an amazing job as well. But you see the
yeah,
difference between if a female is directing or a male is directing, because they
sure.
see the movie from a perspective of the eye of a female.
Right.
And
Mm,
yeah, that's actually great. And regarding the school, as I figured out, Amo Pictures is the
mhm,
biggest company who produce all verticals from Ukraine,
okay.
plus a lot of, or actually all of the mini movies on Dramatize Me and Love Buster. And
Mhm,
they teach the actors as well. They
mhm,
have seminars and they even have every single week English classes for these actors.
right,
Because the actor Hugh Hannelly, he is from New Zealand and is British and moved
right,
to Ukraine 2 years ago
right,
while the war already started. And he's acting in there, but he also works for AMU as an English speaking teacher.
right, right, right. Now, do these verticals have the 1 minute teasers? In other
Uh,
words, stingers,
yeah.
stingers still at 60 or 90 seconds?
Yes, it depends. On my drama, they have some pilot projects.
Mhm,
Um, if you click on this movie, you don't see all these single episodes. You just see one movie.
right,
But the difference is they show actually just a few episodes of a new storyline, and then they blend in what happened 5 years ago or 1 year later, and then they show us a vertical which we already know because it came out a while ago, which don't have anything in common with the first storyline. The only thing in common is that the actor from the first story acted in the second story as well. And I always can say we fans don't like those pilot projects because you watch a story and you think, wow, it's captivating. I want to see how it's going on. And then it's done. And then you don't know, is there the full vertical coming or not? So that's, I always say, people contact my drama, tell them all the time, how did you like those pilot projects? Do you want to see more of the story? And if there are a lot of people who want to see more, they decide maybe to shoot it.
Yeah. Right. Gotcha.
But they always
how are they being funded?
Say it again.
How are they being funded? Are they independently funded rather than, because I can't imagine the government is funding them anymore at this point.
Unfortunately, I can't tell you that. I could figure it out and tell you that maybe later, but I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, because that's a big concern there.
Yeah. And I mean, it's understandable because of the war. So many buildings are bombed, and they have to rebuild the country. That some things have to stay back. So I don't think if the war is over that you could immediately start to open a acting school, a studio, and the festival. Maybe just one thing at once.
Well, no, it's part of a long range plan. It's not. You're never going to get enough money to just do all three of those things all at once. You have to build up to it.
Maybe the government need the money for other things, so they take it away. It could be possible. I'm not a political girl, so I don't have to know about it.
Where are they filming these? Pretty much
in Kiev.
Kiev, all right. And that's where the home office is, or the main office is for AMO.
Yeah. As I know, but AMO is not only shooting in Ukraine. They're shooting in UK. They're shooting in Canada. I guess they want to go to America, and I heard in fall they're gonna start to shoot in Australia, not with Ukrainian actors because they can't leave, but this company want to start there. And as I know, My Drama, for example, this app is a collaboration between Ukrainians and people from Portugal. So I talked to Casey Esser in one of my interviews because he is at his producing debut of Love in the Shadows. He made the first American vertical, which was ordered by My Drama for the Ukrainian app. So they try to get everywhere, but I must also say the locations, the country is always so beautiful where they're shooting, and they're doing it great.
Yeah, they're shooting a lot of verticals down there in Australia now. My friend, former student Alex Pychtin, he lives there, and he makes all the main films there, the shows there, and then he managed to still be able to go to other countries as well. So it's an enviable position he's in now. It's really great. And a year ago, who knew?
Yeah. And I mean, I guess there will be so many more countries who jump on this bandwagon to start shooting verticals because they see the community love that. And they are
it's gonna leave a definite mark. It's not going away, and the genres will change, and it won't all be just 60-second shows. It'll be, it'll run on and on. But it's been kind of fascinating because we're all ready to get to the next level and get rid of. The thing is, there's this kind of a sort of the Asian hangover.
Yeah.
Is that women being treated as second-class citizens, always being victims of men, rape, all these really repugnant subject matter that they love because it's therapeutic. Oh, see, it's not just me. It's the movies are even saying this is happening to,
Yeah.
I get it. But we got to get past that. It's just prejudicial. It's political, and it's from a socialistic standpoint, it's
Yeah.
not entertaining. It's not
No,
entertaining.
not at
There's
all. Not.
nothing entertaining about torture. There's
Yes.
nothing entertaining about victimizing women. And I for one, if I get a script where that happens, I'm out. I'm out. I just did one with Sam Meyerson, and he spoke up, and I really respected him for that, saying, "No, I wouldn't do this. I'm not going to do this. You got to rework this." The
Yeah.
trouble is, when you don't get the script until 2 days before you shoot,
Yeah.
so you're on set now talking about stuff that you should have talked about a week ago.
Are you able, as an actor, if you just receive the script so shortly before they start shooting, can you still step back without having any problems regarding your contract?
Yeah. Oh, sure. I mean, I would never, if it was 2 days before shooting, I wouldn't leave them high and dry. You can't do that. You got to give them more time than that. But ideally, if I get the script 4 days before shooting, what I usually say to them is, look, I know you want me to sign the NDA, the non-disclosure agreement, so nobody knows about the story. And I know, you want me to sign all these other things before you give me a script. But the fact of the matter is, I got to like the script. So I'll tell you what you do. Send me the NDA, send me all the paperwork, send me the deal memo. I'll sign all that stuff, but send me the script at the same time.
Yeah.
So we still have time to make reparations between now and when I have to sign the big contract and all that stuff. It hasn't really been a problem, fortunately. But one time I had to do that. I had to say, listen, I'm not going to do this. I can't do this.
Yeah.
And the casting director was a female. She's just, I absolutely understand. I agree with you. She didn't really want to cast it either. It was kind of.
And that's what I love about the community. I know for a fact that so many people stop watching verticals, even if they got hyped before, if they see there is someone getting all the time bullied, harassed, abused, whatever, not just females, everyone, because we are so tired of seeing something like that.
Yeah, but here's your answer to that. Here's the answer to that. In China, they don't care if they like it or not.
Yeah.
Because they have a Chinese audience. All they want is they want to see Americans doing the same kind of atrocities they're doing. And that it really is propaganda.
Yeah, I know. And I must say, America should start to write their own scripts.
Well, it's happening. But the trouble is the main funding companies, the streamers are still in the Orient. They're from China, and they're from South Korea, and and from Japan. So it's not as easy. They have unlimited funding for this stuff, and they can make it for a fraction of their budget. So here, it's much cheaper to shoot than it was over there, since the dollar has become so weak.
Maybe it would help if the filmmakers, I just say filmmakers, whoever make the decision in America, should stop shooting something like that and show them, these investors, nobody would shoot something like that. So they have to change something.
Again, as long as they've made movies, they've said, okay, now we need the European version. And we know what that means. Nudity, right? We need the Chinese version, no blood. Okay, all through the years, there have been these rules of what they will accept. And so we've always made multiple versions. We've always made multiple versions of love scenes, fight scenes, sex scenes, anything that had to do with violence or gore. We've already made multiples of that. So depending on where it's going, and literally you re-edit it for every country you're going to, because that's the way it works. As long as they're a good, solid paying country, right? Yeah. But they've always, the biggest countries in Europe have always been the British Isles, which also includes Australia, right?
Yeah.
And it's Italy, France, and Germany. Those are the three big markets, and they all want completely different product. So that's always the way it'll be.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if Germany jumped on this bandwagon to shoot verticals. I don't think so. because we have a few cities where they shoot a lot of movies, even the Americans coming over for blockbusters, to shoot blockbusters here. But I'm not sure if they did it here. I just know that, for example, Mark Schöttner, he is a German actor who been already in 3 American verticals, and he recently just been in Ukraine and shot his first Ukrainian vertical as a lead role. And the Ukrainians, they did it already. I mean, right now they had the huge opportunity to show their verticals on Real Short. In total, I guess there've been now 4 or 5 of them. And they had in these verticals some male actors who never did a vertical before, but one is from France and one is from Sweden. And they did such a great job. So we want to see more. And I like that idea. And I mean, I think it's amazing to see that still some actors are willing to take the risk to fly to Ukraine under these circumstances they are in and shoot there. That's amazing. I mean, I'm not sure if I told you that, but sometimes these actors have to sleep in shelters during the night because of the air raid alerts. They don't sleep at all, but on the next morning at 7 or 8 a.m., they're sitting in the makeup department on set and the show must go on. During the shooting, the air raid alert is going on, and then they decide, do we have to go to the shelter or not? So you can't say we have a shooting time frame from 10 hours if there's an air raid alert in between. And you can't do overnight shootings that well because in Ukraine you have a curfew. Between midnight and 5 a.m. in the morning, you are not allowed to leave the house. So that's why
I think that there are companies. I think you'll find that there are companies that are coming to locations in Germany and other countries. Doesn't mean there's Verdi's in Germany now. No, there's shooting in Germany now. And that's what's happening is they're trying to show as much eye candy as they can with foreign countries. And the great thing about Europe is you can drive a day and go through 3 different countries. There's so many different things you can do. So that will probably continue as it is. I mean, I don't know that every country is going to start making its own verticals because every country isn't making their own movies, so it's they don't really necessarily have a budget for entertainment, particularly now with the economy the way it is. So I think it's maybe not always, it's going to continue to be independent funding sources that have interest in that country. Let's shoot one there.
A friend of mine, she told me, hey, did you see this special vertical of this one from Griffin Blasey? They showed a huge stadium in this vertical. And by zooming in, we could see it was a Lanxess Arena here in Cologne. I don't know where they got this picture from, but we took a look and said, hold on, that's around the corner.
The magic of movies, I suppose.
But I guess they only took those video scene while they flew over the stadium and never been here.
Well, I'll keep you apprised of what's going on with Ukraine as things unfold. But it always has been and continues to be my plan to go there. So I will let you know.
And you told me you teach acting to one of our us well-known actors from Ukraine, Sergiey Denga. He's a former student.
Sergey was my student over here at the New York Film Academy.
Oh, he been over there?
Yeah, he was here.
Oh, great.
And I taught him for about a year, and he was just a great guy. And he was one of the few people in his class that moved on and continued to work and continue to work and continue to work because he finds the work. So many students, they go back to their homes and there isn't an entertainment industry there. So then, one of my students going back to Finland there's no place to really go. Even if you go back to Sweden, there's just not a lot of film there. And so
Yeah.
they do have a hard time. I feel for them because they want to work, but they have to work in their country and there's not enough work there. So that's a shame that so many of them get kind of the door closed in their face. But others, like Sergey, they somehow see their way through.
Yeah, and he's not only shooting the verticals or mini
Yeah.
movies, he's also
No,
shooting
no, no. He was working all the time before Verdes even came along. He would always send me, clips of what he was doing, and he always did a lot of period pieces, a lot of Victorian period pieces, and he looks great in different uniforms and different outfits. He just was the Edwardian look is very good. He's got a classic look.
I would love to see that. I guess I have to Google it. But like I said, he's not only shooting those English-speaking movies. They also shoot Ukrainian TV shows and
Yeah,
shows for the cinema and stuff like
yeah,
that. So
yeah,
and some of these actors acting even in theaters.
yeah,
So they are all busy bees.
yeah, yeah. It's wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah,
Well, thank you for supporting Ukraine.
yeah, you're
Filmmaking
welcome.
and all that, because they want their lives back, and we want them to have their
Definitely.
lives back, and that's why I look forward to future collaborations, because we're just at the ground floor. We're at the very foundation of the whole vertical world, and it is going to go in directions that no one can even foresee right now. So the concern about the philosophical Eastern influences in sex and male female relationships and the caste system and all that's all going to go by the wayside, and it's going to go by the wayside very soon,
Yeah.
because we don't need to make videos for them.
Yeah. And they get recognized. And I can tell you that if you take a look at Instagram and watch out for a vertical short festival,
Yeah,
it's a great opportunity. There are 3 Ukrainian verticals which are nominated.
yeah, wonderful.
It's the age gap. It's One Night Stand with my with my boyfriend's brother, and
Yeah.
Braceface Betty. And Braceface Betty is the vertical where Sergey is acting in.
Nice, 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 nice. Well, I look forward to seeing some of those. Where do
Yeah.
you find them? Are they on pretty much real short, most of them?
No, most verticals are on My Drama and Drama Shorts.
Right.
And we have one on Good Short. We have Drama Box,
Yeah.
and now they have 4 or 5 verticals on Real Short.
Right.
So they spreading the wings, and that's great. And I mean, the opportunity for those actors to be on Real Short, the biggest vertical app, it's amazing. I mean, for us fans, it's not so good to get more and more apps where they show the movies,
Yeah.
because you always have to buy subscription, and it's horrible to pay always so much for so many different kind of vertical apps. But
Yeah.
I'm so happy for them that they get recognized, that they be seen, that the people
Yeah.
love
Sure.
them.
Yeah.
On the begin, I talked to a few fans, and they always said, "Yeah, I can't get warm with them because of the accent which they have when they speak English." And I
Yeah.
said, "But watch those movies. The
Yeah.
storylines are great, and you will
Yeah.
get used to it, and you will love it." And
Yeah.
I saw that the first vertical, which been on Real Short, Laugh at Dangerous Speeds with Nazar Garaba and uh, um, ah, now I got her last name not in my mind, Mary, and it was amazing. They have so many views, and on my TikTok account, I posted an edit which was made by Short Film Edits, Kathy, from Nazar. And he's so popular, I guess, worldwide, that the people are going crazy. I never had so many views and likes for one single picture, because usually I
Yeah.
don't care about it. But for the fandom, I love if you guys following me and like and
Yeah.
go on, because this shows
Yeah.
me that I'm on the right path to continue my fandom works, to inform y'all, because they need to be seen, that to be.
Yeah.
And I like it a lot on the movies on Real Short. They started on the end of the vertical, they give the whole crew credits, from
Yeah.
the actors till until the HR department,
Yeah.
the drivers, Everyone is mentioned.
Yeah. Like a real movie. Yeah. All right. Well, I've had a great time chatting with you.
I agree. Thanks a lot.
Have a good rest of the day. Thanks for staying up late for me.
No, it's not late. What time do we have? It's almost 9 p.m., so it's all
Not too
good.
bad. Not too bad. All right. All right. Well, I look forward to staying in touch with you on Instagram. I'll be looking for more Ukrainian films. If you know of any, let me know. All
I
right.
will let you
Okay,
know.
Bianca.
And John, thank you so much for being here, and it was a pleasure.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Hope to meet you someday
Yeah,
in Kiev.
yeah, or on your traveling to Germany.
Yeah. Yes. Probably more likely that first. All right. Hold
Yeah.
that thought. Hold that thought. All right, Bianca.
Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you. All the
Bye.
best to you. Bye-bye.